This is part 3 for the 500k budget Demon Hunter. In this part, we'll cover the skills and general build as well as cover some gameplay. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at the build, which is the most important part because it's really what decides between survival and death, and of course being able to deal out massive damage as Demon Hunters are supposed to do. Or at least this build, the glass cannon. So for the primary, we're going to be using Hungering Arrow with Spray of Teeth. And the reason is because we are critical damage based. So each time we get a critical hit, it'll cause the target's bones to explode, which just does extra damage, which is good for us. For the secondary, I'm going to hold off on that for now and focus on the action bar skills here. So for the first action bar skill, we're going to use Smoke Screen with Lingering Fog. What this does is turns you invisible for a temporary period of time, and pretty much makes you invincible. Now for the defensive second skill, we got Caltrops with Torturous Ground. What it does is immobilize enemies caught inside the trap. So pretty much you lay down a trap and it immobilizes them. And it slows them down as well. So for the third, for the hunting skill, we got Marked for Death with Mortal Enemy, the rune. And what Marked for Death does is when you mark a monster for death, they take additional damage from your attacks. And because our main DPS attacks are going to be using Hatred, we want to be able to regenerate that Hatred faster. So monsters that are marked for death that we attack will be getting more Hatred back from them. For the final skill, we're going to be using Preparation, which restores all discipline instantly, with the Battle Scar rune, which restores 60% of your health as well. Now the passive skills. We got Steady Aim. What Steady Aim does is boost your damage by 20% as long as there are no enemies within 10 yards. In Diablo 3, 10 yards is a very short distance. I remember seeing some picture on the internet. You could just look up how much is a yard in Diablo 3 on Google or something, and you'll find that image. So as a Demon Hunter, we're going to be staying away from enemies, so we'll pretty much have this 20% extra damage bonus the whole time. Now we got Sharpshooter. Gain 3% critical hit chance every second. This is the most important passive skill we have, because as I said previously, we are critical damage based, so we don't need to focus too much on we didn't need to focus too much on critical hit chance because we have this passive skill. So every single second we are gaining 3% critical hit chance until it reaches 100%. So if you are just not critting, once you have this skill, you have to crit because your critical hit chance goes up to 100, gains 3% every second until it hits 100. Once you critical hit, there's a second before it resets back to whatever critical hit chance you had previously. But with the skills that we'll be using, it enables us to dish out massive damage, which is what we're looking for. For the final passive skill, we got Archery. Here it is. And as I said previously, we are using crossbows. We bought a crossbow. And the bonus that it gives us is that it gives us 50% critical hit damage, just to increase our DPS. Okay, now I'll show you guys some gameplay with them and show you how to use this glass cannon DPS based Demon Hunter. Okay, so now going back to the secondaries, in the skills, I switch off between two, and that's why I waited till now to show you. But so first we have Cluster Arrow with the rune Cluster Bombs. This is for dealing in massive amounts of damage. However, as you can see right here, it uses up 50 Hatred, pretty much leaves my Hatred at nothing. So this I would personally use it for bosses or in Act 3 or in Act 4. However, with our gear, with our budget gear, we're not going to really be focusing on Act 3 and Act 4. We're kind of focusing on Act 1 and Act 2 and farm those until you get enough money to be able to upgrade to get better gear to do Act 3 and Act 4. So this I would use for bosses in Act 1 and Act 2. But then for just for the general play with regular mobs and champ packs and elites, I would use a skill called Elemental Arrow with Ball Lightning. Now, what this does is, this is just a regular attack, pretty much. However, it hits multiple enemies and deals decent amounts of damage and pretty much crits all the time. At least that's what I find with Sharpshooter. So, yeah, that's it for the secondary skills. I'm going to go ahead and get the armor equipped and show you guys what to do from then on out and some general gameplay. See how it goes. Alright guys, so now here's all the equipment on the left. I'm going to go ahead and equip it, see how it works out for us. Okay, everything is equipped. As for sockets, well, the pants I bought already came with the sockets. Sorry, as for gems. The pants I bought already came with the gems, but the chest, the head, and the crossbow doesn't. Well, in our budget, we don't really have, we can't really afford the perfect squares. We're going to be sticking with flawless squares. And I'm sure that from your runs, you've collected some flawless squares. So I would implore you go to the AH if you don't have them and just get them. I'm going to go ahead and head to the auction house right now and buy some flawless squares. We did have money left over, as I'm sure you will too. So just go ahead and buy some flawless squares. I'm just going to go ahead and buy 10. That's good. Now I can put these in, and what these will do will increase my DPS greatly. Did I not send them to stash? My bad. I'm sorry, I'm still a noob. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now, what needs... okay, so first, so this is our vitality, 610. However, we're going to put a flawless square into the helmet. And the reason we're not putting an emerald is actually, if you look on the emerald, inside the helmet, it gives you a 90% extra gold. We don't really need that, it's not important. But as for the flawless square amethyst, inside the helmet it gives you 12% life. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the helmet. This is going to be our HP for this build, 26k. It's decent. We're not going to be dying all the time, for sure with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and gem up all the other slots with emeralds. Now DPS, we got a major boost here. Not bad. So 500k for a 95k DPS. That's pretty solid, as well as this 26k life. So now it's time to show you guys some gameplay with this. Obviously not on this level. This is Primeval. But I will head over to Act 1 and show you guys some gameplay. And just show you the general play, the strategy. Okay, so let's head over to, I'll go to the Halls of Agony. Let me lower the volume here, because when I am killing stuff, it gets kind of loud. Okay. So, okay, here's something. So, alright, so right there, you saw that I ran into that, I'm actually accidentally using Vault. Let me change really quickly. Also, you're gonna want to be using a follower as well. So I'm gonna hire the Enchantress because she has the greatest buffs. She can turn things into chickens, which helps us out immensely. And yeah, I was gonna switch to Caltrops with Torturous Ground. Okay. Now we have all the skills that I showed you. We're gonna be using Elemental Arrow with Ball Lightning. Let's head back there. So, as I was telling you about before, I walked into that monster, and he was accidentally in front of me. I didn't know what to do. So I instantly smokescreened. That's like a first thing. It's a natural reflex to smokescreen when you're in danger. That's just what we do as Demon Hunters, because it saves us. And now, I laid down the Caltrops there because this thing's fast. It's running after me. I didn't know what to do. And right there again, I smokescreen. As you can see, I'm low on discipline now. So what do? I hit 4, which is my set skill for preparation, my set digit. So I hit 4, and I used preparation, which restored all my discipline. Here we have this champ pack. I'm going to lay down 2 Caltrops. Reason being because there's 2 of them. I'm going to lay down another 2 here, and just keep firing back while I'm doing this. There, we got 1 taken out, and now I'm just going to shoot the next one, and there we go, it's dead. It's that simple. It's just all about kiting as a Demon Hunter. That's all you have to do. That's the strategy. And yeah, so I think that pretty much sums it up for this tutorial. I'll show you guys some boss battles, I guess, for the hell of it. Except I'll probably show them to you in a separate video. Anyway, this is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If it did, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to, as that helps me out as always. Anyway, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Even on YouTube.